Hello everyone, this is Ashish Sani from Innovate Yourself. Welcome back to my channel. In today's session, I am going to show you that how you can build an end user chatbot that can help you to collect the data and to further store it into the Excel sheet, and also you can do the reverse process as well. If in case your user will request your chatbot that I want to fetch some detail from the database, or let's say from the Excel sheet with respect to any particular detail that I want. Let's say I want to collect the name for any user based on some information that the user will provide. So in that case, I will be just collecting that information from the Excel sheet, and accordingly I will be displaying it to the user. So this is all that we can do, and other than that, I will also add on one more feature, and that feature will be like whatever information that your bot will collect, or let's say that your bot will extract, and I will also show you that how you can directly store it in a separate file so that you can further collect that information directly and to further use it in whatever way you want to use it. So this is all that we are going to learn in this today's session, and also not only about this collecting the data and storing it into the Excel sheet or doing the reverse process. Apart from that, you will be learning everything from scratch in the sense starting your project from the beginning and going up to the last step. So in this single session, you will be learning everything whichever you will learn, or let's say whichever you have learned from my previous videos. So I will be covering the rest of the things in just a single session, so that it will be very helpful for you to learn everything in just a single video in a very short period of time. So let's not waste time. Now let's get started and let's see how you can do that part. So here you can see I'm having some project over here, but right now I'm not going to use it. So let's just create a new project, right? So just create a new project, and let's say collect Excel information, right? And accordingly, just because I don't want to do the installation process, but for the installation process I am already having one video, you can directly check that part, but I'm going to start after the installation process. So everything will be started from the beginning and we will go up to the end part, right? So for that, let me just select the interpreter for that. Now just create it. So you can see I'm having a new project ready with me. Now when you will go to the terminal, your environment is automatically activated, so you can directly use it. And into that environment, if you will find out like what are the packages that you are having, you will see that everything related to this Rasa chatbot will be available in here, right? So you can directly check it by typing a simple command, which is pip list. So it will just show you all the packages which you already have inside this environment, right? So here you will see, yeah, can you see Rasa SDK, Rasa X, and related to this whatever other dependencies your Rasa requires, everything is inside this single environment, right? So you don't have to do anything now. Now let's move ahead, and in this way let's just start with the basic chatbot. Alright, so now what will happen is on the current directory I will be creating a new project, or let's say I will be creating a very basic project which will be built for this Rasa chatbot, and accordingly I will be doing the modifications into it, and further we will see how you can do whatever I have discussed, or let's say whatever I have mentioned in the beginning, right? So let it finish first. Alright, so your Rasa chatbot is ready, your initial project is built, so you can check it here, right? So you can see everything here, right? So now if in case I'm going to run this, you already know like what is going to be happen. It is going to work as per the data set that you are having right now, right? So this is the NLU, this is the stories. In this you will be having the first model, which is just trained right now, right? And in here you are having this action file, your configuration file, and your domain file, right? So these are the different files that you are having right now. So now it's time to, let's say, let me just show you very quickly like what exactly we are having in here, like how this project is going to work if you are new to this Rasa chatbot, right? Alright, so your Rasa shell is running. Now let's see how it is working. So I will say hi, it will say how are you, let's say sad. So in that case it will show you like here is something to cheer you up, and this is an image which it is showing you, but right now it is just showing you the link just because I'm not running it in the interactive mode. So for that you can run Rasa X and there you can check like how it is working, right? So right now it is showing you this link. So when you will click on this link, it will just redirect you to your browser, and there you will be able to see like what image you are having on there, right? So this is how you can see it, right? So let's go back, and it is asking you, did that help you? Let's say yes. So great, carry on, right? So now let's just stop it, and now let's move ahead and let's get back to the task that we are going to cover in the today's session. So let's get to the task. So in this task, what I'm going to do right now is, like as I said in the beginning, that what I will be doing is I will be collecting some information from the user, right? And what will be that information? That information will be like, let's say, the name of a person, right? Similarly, second thing will be like phone number, right? Similarly, email ID, right? So these are the three different values. Let's add one more value, occupation, right? So I want to collect these four information, and based on these four information, whatever the user will provide, I will just collect it and I will store it into an Excel sheet which I will be having with me. And based on that, once I'm having multiple number of values of multiple users, I want to perform another task, and that another task is like knowledge based. Let's say my user wants to get some information from the existing data, and based on that user is providing you some information. So what my bot will do is, my bot will just collect that information, and based on that it will just return you the data. And also your bot can ask you like whether you want to save this data for future reference or not. So if you will say yes, it will store it in a separate file, otherwise it will say thank you so much, right? So this is how it is going to work. So now let's start from the basic thing, right? So for that, let's say firstly I will go to the NLU part, because in the NLU part what you have to do is you just have to add an intent, and that intent will be based on like how you're going to do in here, right? So right now when the user will say hi, at that time this greet intent will be called, right? And based on that we already have some story in here, but don't worry, we are not going to use this story. We are going to create our own story, and based on that we will be collecting these information which I have just mentioned right now, right? So now let's get started. So for now I need greet, I need goodbye, I need affirm, I need deny. I don't need this mood greet, mood unhappy. So you can remove them, right? And also if you want you can remove this as well, right? So let's remove all these things, and now after that just go to the stories as well. Just remove these stories as well because we don't need them, and also this one, right? So let's make it very simple and very clean, right? So that's why I'm removing all those stories which I don't actually require, right? So that's why I'm just removing all of them. I remove them. Alright, so everything is clean. Now it's time for us to further collect the information, right? So firstly, my conversation will start from this hi, which is the greet part. So here what I can say is like hey, hello, hi, good morning, good evening, hey there. Let's say hey buddy, right? So there are different ways to say hello. So everything is added in here. Similarly, after that, let's say I want to add one intent, and that intent will be related to the message, and that message will be like, let's enter the message first. I want to add some data to the Excel sheet, right? So this is how I can say. So based on that, I'm going to give it a name. Let's say add data. So this is the name of my intent which I have mentioned in here. So similarly, let me just add few more sentences for that, so that accordingly user can say something and my bot should be able to classify like what intent it is, whether it is add data, whether it is goodbye, whether it is affirm or anything, right? So this is all I am doing in here. So now let me just add everything. Alright, so I have added all the data, right? So I guess this much data is enough for me, right? So just copy the intent and just add it to the domain file, add it in here, right? So intent is added. With respect to that, now after that, what your user and after that what your bot will do is, your bot will ask you for the first question, and that first question will be like, please provide your first name, right? So right now I don't want to create any entities based on this name, occupation or anything, because name can be anything, occupation can be anything. These are not the fixed values, right? So I just want to collect whatever the user will say, and directly I will just pick it and store it into the database, right? So this is how I'm going to do it. So to do that part, to perform that part, so to just ignore this intent part, I will just use the forms, so that I don't have to create any separate entity which will allow me to extract this type of a data, right? So for that, let me just add on the form, right? So for the forms part, what you have to do, you have to add some slots, right? So let's say slots, and inside the slots you have to mention the name of your slot. So let's say I am going to write these names only, right? So it's like these are the names, right? So this is how we are going to do it, and after that just mention the type of them, right? Alright, so slots are ready with me. Now I can move ahead, and accordingly I can also create the entities if I will be having some, right? And do one thing, for this part I will add this number, because right now to collect this number and email ID I will be using the duckling. So duckling will allow me to directly pick that values and directly store it into my slots, right? So I don't have to do it separately, so it will be better for me, right? So for that, this is how I can do it. But if in case you don't want to use duckling, you can directly use this regex function as well. So it's totally up to you that how do you want to use it, right? So this is all about that. So slots I have mentioned, and accordingly let's just mention the entities, mention the names for them, right? So entities will be number, email, right? Because name and occupation will not be extracted based on the entities, it will be directly picked whatever you will say, right? So this is all that I'm going to do right now. So this is all that I'm having, and based on that you have the slots, you have the entities, right? So everything is there. NLU data you already have in the domain file. Now what you have to do is, you have to create an utter action, or let's say you have to add the responses based on these slots. But right now we are not going to do the static part, because this time we are going to use forms, and for the forms you have to mention everything in the action file, and into that action file you will be setting up the preferences, or let's say you will be setting the priorities based on which your slot values, or let's say the question for that slots will be called one after one, right? So this is how we are going to do it. So for that I have to add on the action, right? So right now as you can see there is nothing in here, everything is commented, so I can uncomment that part, right? And I don't need this one, so if you want you can comment it or you can leave it like this, because I'm not going to use it. And as you may have already seen in one of my previous videos, that if in case you have to use the action server, then what you have to do is you have to go to the endpoints.yml file. In there are two lines, 13 and 14. You have to uncomment them, right? So you have to uncomment them, then your action endpoint will be activated. So whenever you're going to run this action server, it will just activate your action server, and all the action, or let's say all the custom actions, will be taken from here, right? So this is how it is going to work. And for that, let me just create another class. Let's say form action. Not like this, form action is already something, so let's write something else. Form data collect, right? So this is the name which I'm giving, and for that I'm having form action as an instance, or let's say as a separate class which I'm inheriting it with. So that will be called from here, rasa_sdk.forms.form action, right? So when I will click on this, you will see it will be added here, right? So this is what I'm doing, and based on that, if you already know about the forms, you may have seen that how we can add multiple functions for that, right? So just type def. So the first one will be name, and into that you have to return the name of your form. So let's say form_info. So this is the name which I am giving, right? So you can give it any name, whichever you want to give, but this is the name which will be called as per your stories, right? So based on that, we have to write it. So first one is this, and after the first method you have to call a static method, and inside that you have to call another required slots, and inside this you have to mention the priority, or let's say you have to set the order of your slots in which your question will be asked. So what I want is, I want to ask the questions. So question will be asked in this order. Firstly, name means the slot name, second number, then email, then occupation. So this is how I'm going to call all of it. So now what I have to do is, I just have to mention the name of the slots inside this action.py over here. So the first one is name, so mention name. After that, second one is number, so just copy number and paste it here. So in short, here you are going to write the name of your slots, right? And after that, just go to the next, email, and then occupation. So in this way you will be just setting it up. So let's say occupation. Alright, so in this way what I have done is, I have just set the priority, I have set the order in which your question will be asked. But where are the questions? I haven't created anything, right? So don't worry, I will create them as well. And after that you have to create one more method, and that method name is slot mapping. And inside this you are going to return something, and that something is like a dictionary in which you will specify like how you're going to collect the values and when do you want to store them into the slots which you have mentioned in here. So as I have said in the beginning, that for the name part, what I will be doing is, I will be just collecting the information directly, whatever the user will say, and I will be storing that into this name slot. Similarly for the number, I will be using the duckling part, which I have to mention right now. Similarly for the email, similarly for the occupation, I have to collect the information directly. So this is how I'm going to do it, right? So let me just mention all of them. So let's just copy them, paste it here, and now what you have to do, let me just tell you. Alright, so as you can see, this is a dictionary, and inside this dictionary your data will be in the form of key and value pair, right? So this is a key, which is the slot name. Similarly, you have to mention the value for it, and that value will be coming directly from whatever the user is saying. That means from text. So directly whatever the user will say, that will be collected and that will be stored into the slot named as name. So this is what I'm doing. Similarly for the number, I'm going to collect it from the entity. So I will write from entity, and inside this you have to mention the name of the entity, right? So let's say entity equal to, So what is the name of the entity? That entity name is over here. So you can see number. So just copy this and just mention it here, right? Similarly for the email also, I have to write it in the same way. Just write it colon this and in here just change it to email, right? So this is how I'm going to do it. And the last one is occupation. For the occupation also, you are going to collect it directly. So whatever the user will say, you will collect it and store it into the slot name, right? So this is how I'm going to do it, right? And also just add the import for it, union from typing. So this is what I'm adding. Alright, so this is how I'm doing it. After that, the last thing which is left with me is the submit. So submit is the method which will be called once all the slots have been filled with some of the values, right? So this is all that we will add in here. So in here you have to return nothing, but whatever action you want to call, or let's say whatever message you want to display on the front end part, which is the chatbot side, so there everything will be written in here once all your slots are filled. So this is how I'm going to do it. But here what we will do, that I will talk later on. But right now what we have to do is we have to write the questions for these slots, because if in case I want to ask the user for the name, so how I'm going to call them, right? So this is all about that. So firstly we'll talk about name, then number, then email, then occupation. So this is how I'm going to do it. And all these things will be mentioned inside the domain file. And into the domain file, now you have to go into the responses. In here there is a fixed way like how you can create the utter actions from them, right? For the slots which is being called with respect to the forms, right? So for that you have to call it in that way. So utter underscore ask underscore. So whenever you're going to create any utter action for the form part, so there you have to initialize, or let's say you have to write your name starting with utter underscore ask underscore. So this is how you have to start it, and at the end after this you have to mention the slot name, right? So that means if in case I'm going to call anything for name, that means this action will be called, which is starting with utter underscore ask underscore and ending with the slot name. So this simply means this question is directly linked to this slot, right? So this is how you're going to ask the question, right? So let me just add the text for it. May I know your name please, right? So this is what I'm writing in here. Similarly, now I have to add it for the second slot, and that second slot is number, right? So just add it for that as well. You just have to change it at the end, the beginning will be same, right? So this is what I'm doing. And in here you can write, may I know your mobile number please, right? So this is how I can do it. And now let me just add it for rest of two as well, right? Alright, so everything you have added in here, right? So now after that what you have to do is you have to just add all these names inside the actions, right? And that actions will be written in here only, right? So just write actions colon, and whatever name you are having in here, just add everything. So let's just add it like here. Alright, so I have added all the actions inside your actions section, right? So this is what I have done. And the last thing which you have to add in here is, and that is forms. And in here you have to mention the form name, and that form name is form underscore info. So just copy it and paste it in here, right? So I have added all the things in here. Now what next? Next, just go to the action file first. So in here, with respect to this order that you have set for the slots, what it will do is it will ask you the question first for the name, which means for the name it will ask you, may I know your name please? And after that, when you will call the second thing, means number, it will call may I know your mobile number please. So in this order it is going to ask you the questions, and after that, as I have already mentioned in the slot mapping, that how you are going to fill the values. So for the name part, whatever the user will enter, that value will be directly stored inside the slot named as name. So this is how I'm going to do it. Similarly for the number, you are going to get the values from the entity. So whatever you are getting for the entity part, that will be stored inside this number part. So this is how I'm going to do it. Similarly for the email, and similarly for the occupation. So this is all that I have done. And after that, when all the slots are filled, this submit will be called, right? So in the submit part, what I will do is I will simply ask the user like what the user wants to do, right? So let's say I'm going to call a message, and that message will be called from here, and in here I will mention, let's say, so here what I'm doing is like, here are the information that you provided, is this correct? So whatever information I have collected, I'm going to show all the things in here in the output, right? So for that, let me just first add, let's say, name, and for that name will be mentioned over here. Similarly, alright, so in this way what I am going to do is I am just collecting all the information and I am storing them in this format, right? So this is all that it will show in the front end part, or let's say in the form of chatbot reply, right? So this is how it will do. So based on that, what it will do is it will just use that information, and now we are going to ask the user whether this information is correct or not. And let's do one thing, let's not ask like is this correct, let's say do you want to save it, do you want to save it, right? So this is what I'm going to ask now. So in this case, what my user will say is, user will say either yes or no. If the user will say yes, that means affirm part will come, and based on that affirm part, what will happen is it will just collect all this information, and that complete information will be stored into the Excel sheet, right? So into the Excel sheet means right now you must know like how you can read the data from the Excel sheet and how you can further store the data into your Excel sheet. So this is all that we have to do right now, right? So for that, let's do one thing, let's go to the terminal first. And why I'm going to terminal, just because right now you have to install one package, and that package name is known as pandas. So you have to install pandas over here so that we can accordingly just collect this information and store it inside the data frame first. And after you have the data in the form of data frame, your data frame will be able to store that information directly to the Excel sheet, right? So this is all that I'm going to do right now. So for that, just type into the environment which you are working right now. So just type pip install pandas. Alright, so pandas is installed on my system just because it was already installed in the environment which I am having right now. So that's why it says requirement already satisfied. So that means pandas is installed. So now we can go ahead and we can directly write a program for it, right? So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect this information and I'm going to further store it into the Excel sheet. But whatever program I will be writing in here, that I'm not going to write in here. Instead of doing that part, let me just add it separately in a separate file, right? And before doing that part, let me just finish this part first, because we have to collect the information for number and email, right? So for that, what you have to do is you have to extract these values, right? And we are going to extract that part based on the duckling, right? So for that, what you have to do, you have to go to the config file first, right? And into that configuration file you will be adding the name, and that name is like HTTP extractor, right? So duckling HTTP extractor, which I have added in here. And based on that, you also have to add the other dimensions, and before that you have to add the URL. So URL is like HTTP dimensions are like what are the values that you want to extract. So I want to extract the number and I want to extract the email ID. So these are the two values that I'm going to extract. So based on that, whatever information you will provide on the front end part, that will be extracted, and that value will be collected as an entity, right? So whatever entity you will be having, that will be stored directly to your slot which you have created, just because you will be having the value in the entity named as number. And how you're getting this number as an entity automatically, just because Duckling provide all these things, Duckling automatically pick the values and it automatically creates an entity for you where it is going to store the values. So that is why I'm directly using these entities, and I will be further storing them into the slots. So this is all that I'm doing right now, right? Similarly, it will do it for email as well, because Duckling can handle the email part as well, right? So similarly, there are other dimensions as well which a Duckling can handle. For example, let's say time, date, temperature, money, and distance. So there are different other things which Duckling can handle. So for all of them, it can separately make an entity, and you can directly use that entity after the extraction part, and you can further use it to further store it or to directly do some task, right? So this is how we can do it. So based on this configuration which I have set, it will automatically collect the information and it will just store that information into this part, right, into the slots. And also one more thing is left. For the forms part, you have to add the form policy. So just add it like name form policy, right? So everything is done up to the basic chatbot, right? So now if you will further talk to your bot after the training process, it will just collect all the information whichever the user will provide, and it will come up to this part. It will come up to this submit part, right? So this is all that we are doing in here. So let's do one thing. Let's go to the stories first, because you have to make the stories as well, right? So let's say store data story, right? Store data to Excel. Alright, so this is what I have done. So based on that, let's just make a story. So for the high part, it will simply call this utter_greet, and for the second thing, we have created one intent, and that intent is add_data. Add it here. Now you have to add the name of your form. So what's the name of your form? Just go to the domain, or let's say you can directly go to the action as well, because here you have given it a name, right? So just copy this name, paste it here, go to the next line, just type form, and inside the form you have to mention it like name colon and the name of your form whichever you have specified. So I have given it a name. This means I am activating my form. So when my form will be activated, it will automatically go to the action part, and based on this required slots, it will just collect the information one by one. Not only collecting the information, it will automatically call the questions like please provide your name, please provide your number, please provide your email ID. So this is how it is going to work, right? So once everything is done, you can deactivate the form, and for the deactivate part, you just have to type null. So this is how it is going to deactivate it. And after the deactivation part, what it will do is it will just call your submit method. So this is the submit method. Based on that, it will just call this message which we have mentioned right now, right? So this is how it is going to work. So up to this part, everything is done. So now here we know when this question will be asked to the user, what the user will say. User will say yes, no, or something. That means simply the affirm and deny part. So this is how your user can reply. So simply I can create two stories for that, right? Because right now I'm having two parts, right? So one is for the affirm. So for the affirm, we are going to create one action, right? So that one action we will create right now. But if in case it's deny, I will simply call, let's say, utter goodbye. So for now I'm having this utter goodbye, right? So just call this. when the user will say no, I don't want to save it, right? So this is how this story will be called, and based on that now we have to create another story, and that another story will be for storing the data, right? Let's say store data to Excel, deny story, right? And this is affirm story, and for the affirmation you have to write affirm, and here you have to call an action, and that action will be created in here, but we haven't reached that step. So to reach that step, now it's time to create a separate script, and into that separate script we will be creating a separate function, right? And that separate function will be used to add your data, right? So let's say Excel. Alright, so this is a name which I have provided to my script. Now after that, what you have to do is you have to call pandas first. So I'm calling it as PD just because I don't want to write the complete name, so I will write it like PD only. And in here you will directly write a function. So for that function, let's say data store. So I will be directly storing the data, but what data I am going to store, that data will be coming from here, and in here I am having 4 different values. So this is how I am going to write it. So just go in here now, just mention the names for that. Let's say name, alright. So now I'm having this. Now after that I have to create a data frame, right? So I will be doing it in 2 ways. One, if in case I don't have this file already existing, if that file is already existing, then what I have to do, I have to just store that data. I have to create a new file and then store the data which I have collected. But if in case that file already exists, then I just have to collect that previous data, and after that I have to append that data, right? So this is all that I have to do now. So for that, let's just put on a condition, and for that you have to call import OS, right? So let's check the condition, right? So OS dot path dot is file. So inside this, just mention the name of the file, right? So let's say the file name is user data dot xlsx, right? So this is what I'm having right now. So if in case this shows me true, that means this file already exists, and to the existing file I have to do something else, right? But if in case that file does not exist, then I have to do the else part. So this is how I'm going to separate them, right? So if in case the file already exists, then what you have to do, you just have to create, let's say, data frame, and for that pd dot read excel, within brackets just pass this name, just copy this and paste it here. So whatever data you will be having, you will be just directly collecting it, and after that what you have to do further, whatever information you will get in here, you will directly use it like df dot, in here just mention, and the values will be coming from here, just copy it and paste it here, right? So these are the 4 different values that you will be adding to your existing data frame, or let's say to your existing file which you are having with you. So this is how I will be adding it, and once that file you have updated, what you can do further, you can directly do it like df dot to excel, you can directly save it back. So for the saving part, simply just copy the name and paste it again. So what this will do is, this will simply just store all your data into the existing sheet, right? And for that part, index, I don't want the indexing part, so I just want to ignore that. So false, so I will set it as false, right? So this is how it is going to work. Similarly for the else part means your file does not exist, and if the file does not exist, that means you have to first create a data frame. So it will be like, let's say data frame equal to pd dot data frame, and inside that bracket you have to write this. So this is the data that you're having, and also you have to specify the columns. What columns do you want to write in here? So I want to give this name only, so let's just paste it, and in here just mark it as a string so that it will be treated as a value for your column, right? So this is what I'm doing right now. And once you have the data in here, you can move ahead and you can directly write the same line again, means this line, which will be used to save your data, right? So it will save your data into the Excel sheet onto your current directory. So this is how it is going to work. So that means I have created a function. That function will collect the information from you, and that function or values whichever you have collected will be stored into the file, whether that file exists or that file does not exist, based on that part, right? So this is how it will do. And after that, once you have got this part, now you can go back to this actions, and once the user will say yes, yes means affirm part. So if the user will say yes, I want to save the data, that means what you have to do further, you have to store this information. You have to store this information into the current file, whether it is existing or it is not existing, which is the Excel sheet. So for that I have to create a separate action. So let's do one thing, let's use this action which I already had that. So let's say save data, and in here save data, right? So this is the name which I am giving, and in here I simply have to call this function. So just copy this, write it here, open the brackets, and just call it, because this will be called from this file, or let's say from this script which you have created. And inside this you have to pass the 4 different values, and that 4 different values are here with me. So I will directly copy and paste it. So just copy and paste it. So that means first value will be name, second will be number, third will be email, and fourth will be the occupation. So in this way you will be collecting all the values, and you will be further storing them into the Excel sheet, right? And after that, once your data is stored properly, or let's say it is stored successfully, you can say data stored successfully, right? So this is all that we can do. And yeah, last thing is left, and last thing is just copy this, add it to the domain file inside this actions, add it here, and also add it to the stories when the user will say affirm. So this is how we are going to collect the information from the user, and we are going to store it to the Excel sheet. So this is how we are going to do it. So let's do one thing, let's test up to this point. Once this test will be done, after that what we will do is we will do the reverse process as well, which will be used when the user will say like I want to get this information. So based on the information that the user will say, I am going to show you that how you can collect that information, or let's say how you can extract that information from the Excel sheet. So this is all that we will do. Now let's go to the terminal, just train your model, and after that we will check like whether it's working or not. And also open a separate terminal, and in here just run the action server. Alright, so action server I have started, train is also starting. Okay, so let it finish. Alright, so your model is trained, your action server is also running. Okay, the last thing is left, and that is to run the Rasa duckling, right? So let me just run that as well. Alright, so duckling is also running. Now we can go ahead and we can test the bot, right? So let's say Rasa shell. Let's run it here right now just to test it, right? Alright, so the Rasa shell is running. So now let's see whether it's working or not. Alright, so slots are created. Okay, maybe we have got some error. Fail to get a proper response from here. Okay, so let's see further. So for now I'm going to go as per this intent which I have mentioned in here. Like, I want to add some data to the Excel sheet. So let's say I'm going to add this up here. Okay, let's see whether it's working or not. Okay, as per that, may I know your name please? So let's say Ashish. May I know your mobile number please? So here you can see name is filled up. So let's say I'm providing the number now. Alright, got it. Your duckling server is not working properly, so need to check like why it's not working. So remote duckling is not working fine. So let's see, is there any problem in here? Okay, so everything is mentioned. Okay, let's remove this from here. Just do this in the proper way. And okay, let's add few more parameters for it. Alright, so this is all that I have added to the configuration file. Now we need to train it again and we need to check it again. Let's do both of this together now. So your chatbot is running now. Now let's just talk to it and let's see whether it's able to collect the data or not. So for now I'm going to write this line like I want to add some data to the Excel sheet. Alright, so as you can see it is calling as per the form. So your first question is, may I know your first name? So let's say my name is Ashish, so I'm writing Ashish. So it will just pick that value and it will directly store it to your slots. And similarly now it will ask you for the mobile number. So let's say I'm providing my mobile number. You can see the mobile number is also adding. Similarly now it's time to add the email ID. Email ID is also added. Now the last question, occupation, let's say software developer. Alright, so you can see here are the information that you provided. Do you want to save it? So these are the information, you can verify it, and accordingly if information is correct and you want to store it, you can simply say yes. So yes means it will follow the affirm path. Alright, so it didn't show you anything, that means something got wrong. Oh okay, something got wrong. And alright, got it. So the error that we have got is on the action file, and not only on the action file but also in this Excel sheet, because right now what is happening is it is treating that I have passed 4 multiple values, but I have to pass only single value which is containing 4 different column values, right? So that means I have to make the changes in here. I have to put it inside another bracket so that it will be treated as a single data for a single user, right? So this is what I'm doing right now. Alright, so now I have done this. Now just stop the action server and rerun it. Okay, so now it is running. Now let me just do it again. Alright, so I'm at this stage now. I have filled all the details and all the details are stored inside the slots. So now I will say yes. Okay, now what happened? Okay, again it's doing the same thing. Oh, okay, got it. I have to do it on both the side, here and here as well, right? Because I'm writing it twice, so just do it twice. Alright, now it is okay. Alright, so now let's say yes, and this time it should not say, let's say it should not display any error. Instead, it will show you that data has been stored successfully. That means this time you have stored the information correctly. And now you can also check that this will show you a file over here. So this is the file. You can open it and you can check that whether it is storing the data or not, right? So let's just check it. Alright, so you can see here is the information: name, mobile number, email and occupation. So you have the complete information and that is stored inside the Excel sheet, right? And similarly, let's just add 2-3 more datas so that accordingly we can move to the next task, right? So let's just add some more data. Okay, again got the error, missing. Okay, alright, got it. So if in case you got something error like this, that means you forgot to install this XLRD. So you just have to copy this and you have to install it like pip install like this. And once this is done, after that only you will be able to make the modification in this format for the Excel data, right? So this is actually required. So don't forget to install it before you are working with the Excel data. This is actually required. If in case you are going to work with this Excel sheets, then only you require it. Otherwise, if in case you are going to work with a simple CSV type of a data, then you don't require it, right? So that is why I have to install it now. So now let's just do it, and let me just add the data for 2-3 more people, right? Let me just do it quickly. So you can see I have added many data over here. So you can also check in here that now I have added 4 data, or let's say I have added the 4 user data over here, right? So I'm having it. So based on this, now what I want to do is I want to add on my next feature, and that next feature is, if in case my user will say like I want to fetch this information, let's say I want to fetch the email ID of the user whose occupation is trainer. So this is what I want to fetch now. So based on that, how I'm going to do it, let me just show you that now, right? So for that you have to go to the NLU part again, just because you have to add one more intent. Let's say I'm adding another intent, and that intent name is ask info. Alright, so right now just for the checking part, right? So what I'm doing is I'm adding another intent, and that intent is like ask underscore info. So I have to add it to the domain file. So just add it quickly. So I have added that, and accordingly what I'm doing in here is like list out the email ID of the user whose occupation is trainer. Let's say for now I am using this sentence and my user have entered this part. So from here I have to collect two information. The first one is like email ID, second one is trainer, right? So which is the occupation. We can also pick the occupation as well, but right now I don't want to make it more complicated. Just to make it very clear, I'm just picking up this email, which is the value, let's say, which is the name of the column. Similarly the trainer, which is the occupation. So on the basis of that, I'm going to list out all the email ID, all the mobile number, all the names based on the occupation that you have provided, right? So this is what I'm going to do. So for that, let me just make this part as an entity so that accordingly we can just collect the information, right? So let me just do it. Alright, so what I have done is I have created two entities. One entity will keep like what exactly I want from here, what information I want as per the column. So this is the column name for that. Similarly, I'm doing it for the profession. For the profession, I'm creating the second entity, which is occup. So this is how I'm creating two entities. So let me just add them to the domain file so that it can be extracted, right? Occup, right? So I have added both the entities. So whenever the user will say something related to this column and occupation, these information will be collected, and based on that my bot is going to reply you, right? My bot is going to reply you after let's say fetching the information from the Excel sheet that you have provided, or let's say it is like a database to you, right? So this is all that we are doing right now. So for that, let's just quickly make a story for it. Just copy this, and inside this let's add it fetch info, and in here just mention like what exactly you will do in here, right? So when I will say like I want to fetch the information, I want to collect that information, so for that I am definitely going to store these values, whether you're going to pick it directly from the entity part or you're going to do it from this slot part, right? So this is how you have to do it, but right now I don't want to make it more complicated, that's why I'm not going to add any slot here. So for that I can directly write the entity part over here, like what information I can get. So that information is like let's say alright, so you have the values in here. Now based on that we have to create another action that will just pick these values, and based on that it will just find the data that you actually want, right? And that will be called with respect to the action that you will create inside the actions. So let's just create another class for that. So let's create another class. So let's say fetch data, right? Fetch data. So this is what I'm doing, and in here instead of calling this part I have to create another function, and that function will be called from here only because I don't want to mix it up. So just add this action into the domain file, add it here. So I have added that. Also just add it in here, and now go in here, create another function, and that function will be like fetch data, and in here you have to pass two values, and those values are like column and the occupation, based on which you are going to show the output, or let's say based on which you are going to fetch the information. So this is what you will do. So in here let's say column comma occupation. So these are the two arguments which I am writing in here, and based on that now when you are going to call it, that means you already have the data with you, right? So based on that, let's say I'm just going to copy this and paste it in here. If in case that file exists, then definitely I have to do something, right? But if in case that file does not exist, at that time what I have to do I simply have to return a message. Let's say return, and in the return the message will be like, right? So this is what I can do. Similarly, now I have to do this part. I have to read the Excel sheet first. So from that Excel sheet, what you have to do, you have to extract the information, and that information will be extracted like, let's say I'm going to extract the data and store it inside data. So for that I'm having this data frame. So from data frame, what do you want? Whether name, whether email ID, whether number or anything, that will be coming from here. So just pass in here, and after that inside another bracket, here you have to put a condition that whether that occupation is equal to, whether that occupation which you already have in the actual column, right, that is equal to whatever value you have provided. So in our case that will be coming from this, which is occupation. So if in case that exists, or let's say if these values matches, that means for example, let's say I'm talking about the trainer. So if trainer exists, so based on that you will have the information for that. And what information you will have? You will have the information based on the column that you have provided, right? So this is how you're going to get it. So from here you will be having a complete data. So now you have to return this data, and in here that data will be in the form of let's say a series. So let's just convert it to NumPy, or let's say just convert it to list directly, because we can directly have it in the list format, right? Alright, so I'm having it in here. So this is in the list format, and also let's just pass it in the list format so that it will be treated as a single element, and we can apply the logic for both and that logic will be same, right? So this is how I'm going to do it. So it's time to just call this action in here, and now go in here inside this, let's say output, and you will call it here. In here just pass the two values, and those values will be coming from the entity. So we can get it from this tracker dot Alright, so here what we are doing is we are just passing the two values. First one will be coming from here, second one will be coming from the second one, right? So these are the two entities which I have passed in here. So now I am having this output. So you just have to copy this output, or let's say whatever output you will get, you have to just display it on the front end part, right? So let's just print it like this is the right. So just pass it like /n, and in here I'm going to pass it like this, let's say dot format, and inside this I will pass it like output. So what this will do is whatever data you will be having in the list format, that will be converted into the string format, and that string will be placed over here, right? So this is how you can just display it to the user, right? So this is all that you can do, and once you're done up to this point, after that you can just train it and test it. But other than that, we also have to do one more thing, and that one more thing is like you have to store this data as well, right? So for storing that, there is a different story. You can directly just store it, as I have already shown you here that how you can store it. You can directly store it like whatever data frame you will be having, you can directly store it like df.toXL, and after that the name of the file, and in here what you will do is you will just change the name, and accordingly your data will be stored into some file and all, right? So this is how you're going to do it. So let's just do and check up to this point. So for that I have already added this, I have added everything, right? Now just train it and test it again. Alright, so your model is trained and now we can talk to the bot. So let's say hi. So this time we don't have to store any information because we already have the information. Now you can directly ask your bot for whatever information you want. Let's say list out the email of the user whose occupation is whatever you want to ask. Like for now I want to ask for trainer, so you can ask trainer. Similarly, if you want to add something else, you can add something else as well. But right now I've just trained for this trainer, doctor and everything, so you can just write any of it. So let's say I'm writing trainer, so just press enter. So here you can see this is the data that you asked for. So first email ID is this and second email ID is this. So in this way what we are doing is whatever information the user is providing, based on that information is collected from this Excel sheet which you have stored in here, and from that Excel sheet you are just only extracting the email. We ask for email, so it is providing you the email only, and it is asking you for the email of the person whose occupation is trainer. So let's just verify that as well. So here you can see I'm having two trainers, this and this. So one is Rahul and one is Avkash. So let's see the email ID is same or not. Rahul@innovateyourself.in, Avkash@innovateyourself.in, right? So let's see. So that means this is correct. This is picking up the values correctly. So in this way you can just check for something else as well. So let's say this time I want to ask for something else, and that something else is like I want to ask for the name. So just paste it here, and this time I want to ask for the name, right? So here we have already trained for the name as well. So can you see this is the data for that you asked for Rahul and Avkash. So these are the two names that you asked for, and accordingly it has just provided you the value in here, right? So this is all that you can do in here, and I hope everything you have understood very clearly, right? And the last thing that that is left over here is that you now have to store this data, right? And for the storing part I have already tell you like how you can do it. You can simply use this df.to_excel with respect to that whatever data, or let's say wherever you want to store it, you have to store it. Just change the name of this file, just because in my case I am using this name where I'm already having the complete data. But when you are going to store your data, that means you are going to store only that particular data which you have extracted, so that should be stored in a separate file, right? So this is how you can do it. So from here you will extract the data, whatever data you will have, you will just store it into the Excel sheet, and accordingly you can use it in whatever way you want to use it, right? So this is all about the today's session, and I hope now you know like how you can build an end user chatbot which can help you to just collect the information from the Excel sheet, and accordingly how you can read the information and store the information to the Excel sheet. So this is all that you have done. And similarly you can test it on the RasAX, you can connect it to the Facebook Messenger, you can connect it to the Telegram or Slack bot, or anywhere wherever you want to connect to. So if in case you don't have the idea like how you can connect to them, you can refer to my previous video. There I have already mentioned and I have already explained you with a complete demonstration that how you can connect it to the Telegram, connect it to the website, connect it to the Facebook Messenger or anything. So there are so many videos for that. So for the complete description, for the detailed description about any of the topic whichever we have covered in today's session, so you can refer to that as well, right? So that is it from my side. If you have any doubt, then you can definitely leave a comment below in the comment section. And if you have liked this video, then do click on the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please click on the subscribe button so that you do not miss any updates from our side. And also you can press the bell icon if you don't want to miss any updates from our side. Till then, bye bye and happy learning.